Okay, so we're back. We just did our written instructions and we saved it just so we could see what it looks like. So anytime you need to step away and save it, but you're not done or you want to go change something, you can always go to the three dots at the bottom and edit the activity. I just kind of wanted to point out a few things here. You can copy and edit the activity, which means it's going to duplicate it, create a whole new activity, and you can make changes. So you might do that if you have a certain template or base that you like and you just want to redo the elements. You can always do copy and edit activity. But if you want to work within that same activity, you just hit edit. Also, you can add to collections, which is something I love. So you can make a collection that says like math, science, reading, so you can always find. You'll just click add to a collection. I have my own collections here, but you can, create a collection or already have them. You just click it and it goes in there. You can put it in multiple collections or just one, so that's another thing you'll have here. You can always print the activity, delete the activity, or you can share the activity. So it gives you all of these options for sharing the activity as well. So I'm actually going to use the Get Teacher link and I'm going to copy that to share this with you. So I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to edit this activity so we can just kind of see how do you finish it up once you have your template the way you want it. So I'm going to go in, we have our written instructions. Of course, I'm going to probably change this a little bit, but to add voice instructions, it's just as simple as adding a caption on a page. You're just going to click it. You're going to click this recording button to begin. Number 1, click Add Response. 2, watch the video on each page to see how to create the different elements in Seesaw. 3, click the caption to hear the instructions. 4, click the green check mark to submit. Then there's your recorded instructions, and I'll show you what that looks like at the end. Now for adding in multimedia instructions, when you get this, you'll see a different multimedia instruction than the one I'm showing you. I'm going to give you a couple of reasons or examples of what you can do. So one of the things that you could do is you could actually make a recording of what to do. So you could, whatever you use, if you use, was it Screenomatic or Screencastify, you could pull up that Seesaw assignment and you can say, hey kids, today we're going to be practicing ordering our numbers from least to greatest, and you can actually show them how to do the activity and how to use the move tool. And then you can save that recording and you can, I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to save anything. I just changed. And you can actually add multimedia instructions showing them exactly what you want to do within that Seesaw assignment. So that's a good thing to do. If you're doing something and you want your students to see your lesson, what I love is if I add multimedia instructions and I go back to that math lesson that I had downloaded, I'm going to show you what I just love about Seesaw, like one of my favorite things. So here's my math lesson. My kids couldn't make it to Zoom or something happened, or my kids did make it to Zoom, but they need to see this lesson again. I'm going to put it in there. Now it takes a little bit for bigger files like this. This is a pretty big file to upload. So I'm just going to pause it and I'll come back when it's done uploading so you don't have to sit and wait and watch. Okay, so it's done uploading. So here I've uploaded my lesson. I'm going to tell you why or show you why I love doing it this way here in a moment. Then there's more options. You can add notes that only you'll see. So if you're sharing this with other teachers, and then you can also add those skills. So I don't have any skills set up, but if you did have skills set up, you would just click that and then you can go click on those skills that you have set up. So I can actually add a new skill. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can if you wanted to put, compare order numbers as a skill, you can put it in there. So once you've done that, I have my instructions, my title, my template, my recorded instructions, my lesson, or my example of how I want them to finish this assignment, my skills, and any notes. You're going to hit save. So what's really cool about putting your lesson here, this is what I really want to show you. If you hit assign, and I'm just going to pretend that I'm going to be the student, I'm going to view my sample. I'm the student. Here I go. I'm going to listen to my instructions. I can actually watch and play the entire lesson right from the instruction page. So they hit play, they watch the lesson, then they hit X, they're still by their seesaw, they can listen to what they need to do. So it's right there for them. They don't have to go anywhere else for it. Then you can click, I'm going to pretend I'm the student, I'm going to do my response. Well, say I get in here and I forgot something in the lesson, I forgot what to do. If you hit view instructions, bam, they just hit play again and it's right there and they don't ever have to leave that page they're on in Seesaw. So I love using that as a way to show the lesson. So just hit view instructions because they can listen to the instructions again or they can play your lesson again and say, oh, okay, now I remember what to do. And they're right back on the page they were on. They don't have to go out and in. They're not going to another tab. So I personally prefer to do it like that. And what I found myself doing, I'm just going to get out of here, is at the end of my recorded lessons, these lessons, I actually had the example of what I wanted them to do in Seesaw, so they weren't missing that example either. So they got it all in that same thing. So that is how you kind of finish up your lessons and get it ready to send over to your students.